Hi folks, we're just going to file this one under Weird Things Mike Gets in the Mail. But first, a little exposition is necessary to make it work. Archaeologists working in Mexico had long ago discovered these tiny musical instruments, actually resonating instruments. They have been found in the hands of mummified bodies. Now, no one knows exactly what these instruments, these whistles, were used for. Some say that they were put into the hands of those who are passing over, especially victims of human sacrifice, to help them guide their souls to the other side. Some folks say that they were used in warfare, that these instruments played all at one time terrified the enemy and would drive them away in fear. And since some of them have been found in the temple to the wind god, there are those that believe this instrument is simply meant to mimic the sound of the wind. Whatever it was made for, there is no doubt, according to the videos I've seen and the audio that I've heard, that the sound these instruments make is both haunting and horrifying. In popular culture today, these are known as Aztec death whistles, usually carved into the shape of a skull and with a special resonating chamber, something like this. You see the spiral resonating chamber? Many people believe that this, along with the vents cut into it that allows air out through more than one place, to be the reason for the haunting sounds. Now, while there's much we don't know about these Aztec death whistles, there are some things that have been proven. Archaeologists have released to the public, have made it open source, the dimensions, the measurements, and the diagrams to these death whistles that they found, in hopes that researchers at different institutes would be able to discover things about them, and the things that have been discovered. For one thing, the sound that these instruments make have yet to be quantified by math. We can quantify just about anything using mathematics. The sound that these instruments make seem to be, at least for the time being, beyond that. It's also been shown that skilled players of these instruments, playing at two different frequencies, can actually produce a phantom sound, the sound of a third instrument, mixed in with the sound of their two instruments. It can actually be picked up and measured, this third sound that's produced by the two instruments. Other research has suggested that these instruments can actually produce subsonic frequencies. It is supposed that maybe it could actually affect the state of consciousness of anyone that's listening to these sounds. Lots of fascinating research has been done, and I'm sure there'll be much more to come about these resonating instruments that came from the ancient peoples of what is now Mexico. What this free and open source sharing also means, in addition to the furtherance of science, is that some folks owning 3D printers have been able to reproduce them and sell them on Amazon for about $7 a pop. See the vents in the back? See down there, you can see the curved resonating chamber. Air can come out of there and out of there as well when you blow into it, producing what is supposed to be a very unique sound, one that has yet to be quantified by math. But I've heard reproductions of this sound by skilled players of these resonating instruments, and they can be haunting. Some folks say that they sound like the screams of people being tortured. Some folks say it sounds like a howling wind. I don't know, I haven't played it, but I'm going to try to play this. Well, not play it, I'm going to blow into it and see what kind of sounds it produces. Now, I'm outside. There are dogs in our neighborhoods and other animals in our neighborhoods, and probably people as well. I'm wondering if any effect this will have on anyone. You can hear the birds singing in the background too, so we also have the birds listening. So here is my first playing of the Aztec death whistle, an ancient instrument. No one is sure exactly what these were for, but they have been found pretty much every time that they've been found in the hands of mummified individuals, victims of sacrifice. Let's see what it sounds like. That is kind of scary, isn't it? Let me wet my whistle before I wet the whistle. Let's point the back toward you guys. Let's try it again with the bottom toward you guys. I'm sure that I am not reproducing this as well as the folks I've heard play it before. I don't have the amount of wind as I used to have. I'm going to give this one more try straight up. All right, folks. I'm not sure exactly if it's me or if it's the whistle, but I know this was carved from the dimensions available on the internet to anyone that wants to download them and to make their own. If you have a 3D printer, you could probably make one of these. There's not a lot of material here involved at all, but this is pretty cool. About $7 on Amazon. If you got Prime membership, the shipping's free, and you can have your very own ancient 3D printed musical instrument used to escort the souls of the dead to the other side and to frighten away the enemies of the people.